Hi everyone, this is Oren Livne, recording from Pennsylvania, and I thought I would do a blindfold game live. So on LHS I have the account Blind Leo, and the reason for this is my initials in reverse are LEO. So let's try to get into it, and I know you're not going to be able to see the game until after, but if you want, you can follow the game with another board on your side. Pause the video, get a board, and basically play through the moves so you can see what's happening. And after the game is done, we'll take a look with our eyes open, so to speak, and see what happens. So hopefully this goes well, and I'll try to record what happens with my thoughts. Okay, we play white against Camloid. It's rated 1632. And I played knight f3, the ready opening. See the notation on the side here. So, okay, e6. I'm going to play c4. Try to keep the structure in my head, and this is Queen's Gambit, decline structure with d4. Okay, so he plays c5, so now it's becoming Tarash. Now the thing with the Tarash is that you can actually play the refutation instead of g3, so let's try knight c3 and then takes the refutation, so to speak. Now all these games are decided on tactical blunders, so the question is for me whether I avoid them, and that's my visualization exercise. Okay, he plays bishop e6. Now is transposed to g3. He opened up a check. They defend his pawn. Bishop e6. I wonder if even e4 is possible at this time. I wonder if bishop to b5, by the way. Check. Bishop b5. Oh, we can't play bishop b5 because there's an e pawn in the way. Okay, let's play something we know. g3. Loosened hangings is super important here, obviously. Let's see. He's from Ireland. Now, 10 plus 5 is pretty fast for blindfold, but I've had reasonable success hovering above the 1600 level. My regular account is about 2400, so you can tell 800 ELO points account for looking at the board. We're highly visual creatures. h6. These are all reasonable moves, by the way. Knight of 6. Just castle. Excuse me. Alright, he's thinking. We already castled. This is good. Bishop d6. That's not the usual pattern. D takes. Getting a tempo. Okay, it's the usual isolated pawn over here. Just play b3. So double fianchetto. It's a strong pattern against many things, and I'm basically following the Rubinstein plan against the Tarrasch, which means put your bishop in g2. Attack along the long diagonal. And now I'm going to attack along the other diagonal as well. Since he denied me with h6, where am I going to put this bishop anyway? Castles. All very reasonable. Bishop b2, we're going to play rook c1. Still developing. Gonna worry about d4 at any given time. Always good to put a knight there, but okay, you know. See what we can do here. He still has to develop his knight on b8. So a reasonable move is knight c6. Now, you ask me how I do this. Well, I just practiced. I started from nothing. I asked the same question, how do you start playing blindfold game? And the answer given me by my coach, Karl Boer, and I guess later Nicholas, I forgot Nicholas's last name. He's a strong FM from South Africa. Basically, start doing it. You know, fake it till you make it, as they say. And sure enough, you know, you make blunders, but, you know, it gets better. Rook e8. Oh, it's very reasonable moves he's playing. Now, white is threatening a discovered attack. And so, you know, he's reacting with bishop here. And so, why not get the two bishops, I ask. Okay, maybe takes here. Bishop a5. Okay, play b4. And now bishop e6. Okay, so his bishop's on e6. So we can play knight here, knight a4, and then knight c5. Good outpost. Also attacking his bishop, still threatening to take the two bishops. It's interesting how the evaluation of low-rated players compares with high-rated players and what they care about. And two bishops is important at increasingly higher ELO, I would say. When I was at 1200, I could care less. They're both 3 points. So I didn't know what I was doing and just traded blindly. And now, depending on circumstances, I will prefer one or the other, but I really like the bishop pair. So I can actually take it right now. Also, he kind of blundered because d5 is no longer protected. And so if I take on b6, he is going to take back. Oh, no, he didn't blunder because he's got 2 on it. I got c3. Got that on it. And so from yeah, well, the thing is, I should go to c5 and not take, because we already, there's still no, there's no pawn on c5. I don't like taking, and then he's gonna play b6, and then c4 is weak, and a4 is weak. Let's play knight c5. It's gonna be very funny when it gets to time pressure. I guess this wasn't a great move because I didn't realize I don't have enough control over c5. So he can just take with the knight, and my pawns are terrible. Probably better to take the bishop. Well, I might lose this game. We'll see. Okay, he takes with the correct piece. Oh, we got terrible pawns there. Got a tempo on him. Maybe we can try knight d4. And it won't be half bad, as they say. Knight d4. Okay. So pawns are on a3 on the queen side, and a7, b7. And then there's the c5 pawn. And his knight, my knight is in front of d5, so trying to make the best of it at the moment. His bishop on e6 is now attacked. Yeah, he's allergic to attacks on his bishops, apparently. And I mean, it's a good move. Bishop to g4, h3. It's not hanging, is it? Is e2 hanging? It's hanging. So it's very important to pay attention to this. Rook e1. Bishop a5. Attack. Okay, I guess we have to admit defeat over here and trade a bishop. Okay. Rook takes. Try to make something out of the b file, at least. Yeah, maybe rook b3. Not sure. Not sure yet. Queen a5. Rook b3. He attacked my rook. Well, my other rook was attacked on e1. Also, pawn on c5 is hanging now. Okay. Now, is there anything? Right, there's a knight on, no, the knight already gone. Queen is on c5. I think we can safely take on b7, but we'll see. I mean, let's call this the first try at streaming blindfold games. Rook takes b7. Can take on a3, of course, which he does. But we got the... what do we got? Just about nothing. Okay, h3. Wait a minute. There's a bishop on... oh, there's no bishop on h7. It's c7. So let's play h3, maybe. My point is that now I got f5, and I wish I could get rid of his queen and put the queen b3. Okay. Okay. Maybe g3. G4. Sorry. The knight there. Well, he's definitely attacking our weakness on e2, so let's get rid of that. Fine. Okay. Knight to b5 is an attack. Double attack. But then there's queen a6. And this whole thing really backfired, I will say. I moved too fast. I should have thought about this before moving. Everything is hanging now, you know. After queen a6, double attack. What I missed was he covers d6. And he finds it. So it's basically game over. Alright, let's resign and look at the game. Okay, I'm sorry this wasn't a good demonstration. Turns out that the computer says bishop takes d5 and I'm slightly worse only, but I didn't like how this was going. So knight c3. Yeah, so a good question is whether to play e4 immediately. That's true. I wasn't sure, but that's definitely thematic. So he plays a weird move, we gotta punish it. If here's what I didn't see, that bishop b5 is killer. This is funny because what about queen a5? Just come back. Okay. Alright. So by the way, if you remember, even at this point already, I had a visualization problem because I wanted to play bishop b5. Forgot that I have a pawn in the way. So the instincts were fine until here. Yeah, and then I played too quickly. Of course, bishop to d4 is thematic, trying to trade bishops. The computer likes knight to d4. That makes a lot of sense. There's a weak point on d6 as well. And, okay. So it's funny, it turns out this is a mistake because of e3. Okay, and again, because I didn't see that e2 was already protected also by the knight, I gave up that thing, and then it led to problems. Yeah, that's giving up material. So interesting. Queen b4 was the right move, because queen a6 you have the resource here. But on queen b4, queen a1, why doesn't this work now? Because it takes the rook on a1. Okay. Okay, so we'll call this game number 1. We'll try again a bit later. So takeaways from this game is play slower, and make sure you know where things are. I know this sounds trivial, but yeah, play slower, and make sure that all the squares are well in your head. You know, like the d6 square in here. That if possible, white would love to play this, but you know, supporting the rook, hitting f7, but okay. Queen a6 solves all the problems. Okay. Try again next time.